Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. And in today's stream, I think I'm gonna be able to finish up with this animation with Prism. I have to do the hair right now, and then afterwards, I'm gonna have to do the horns and then color. So things are coming along quite nicely. So let's see how far I get. So this is just the front layer for the hair. I still have the back to do, and then I also have the horns to do. Oh, and the eyes, and that needs color. You know what's funny is as I sit here and as I work on this project, and it gives me a moment to really think and reflect, not just on my life, but on the lives of others. It's quite interesting how hope and despair are intrinsically linked to each other. And what I mean by that is life in and of itself is linked with high highs and low lows, and they play off of each other. We find one thing that gives us renewed hope, but in that same vein, we find another thing that can give us a reason to just despair and not strive for anything. And as I continue with my art, as I continue to apply for jobs, as I've had success or have had hope, repeated rejections and repeated instances where things fell through, I am found repeatedly hopeful and despairing. And it's this unstable and wonky equilibrium and chaos that I guess could be called life, but is really just a heartache after a heartache. Because I consider that I try hard. Like, sometimes I say, oh, I'm the best animator, I'm the greatest this, I'm the greatest that, but I don't really truly mean that. Like, I'm just another person, another guy who is trying to achieve their dreams. And I've been through a lot. I'm just going to be honest and straight up front with it. Like, college, taking care of my grandmother before she passed away, repeated rejections, repeated job rejections, repeated college rejections, and literally nothing has gotten easier. Even though I wish at least something will finally go my way and I'd finally have some success in whatever I choose, because I'm trying so hard. And to an extent, I can definitely tell that I still have my passion, but in that same vein, it's like it has gotten harder for me in some instances to draw, to continue to animate, even though this is something that I love to do and I really want to make a future out of it. And then I see how things are corrupt and horrible and just worse. And I believe that things don't have to be this way. Things can definitely be better. And I want to strive and work hard to make things better, not just for myself, but those around me. And oftentimes it feels like very few people understand what I'm trying to do and what I'm striving for. And certain people I have close ties to can't see the forest through the trees. And so I just wish that I could find one person that supports me, which is why I like streaming and which is why I like my channel, because I've been able to find and cultivate amazing people who have taken a chance on me, who tune in on my stuff every here and then, and I'm very thankful for that. Like, honestly, this channel keeps me going, and I'm just happy and thankful. Thankful to everyone here who has helped me. Because I feel like if this channel were to just stagnate, I probably would have given up hope long ago. A part of me also gets worried. Like, I'm already 22, I'll be 23 in the next few days, and my animation hasn't really got. Maybe I've just despaired to the point where I don't even see my own growth. It's just kind of wild and kind of crazy to imagine that things in life have lost their savor and sucker. But what's strange is I do find these momentary likes and these momentary enjoyments. Like, I love going into town. I love talking to people. I love interacting with people. And it's like that vague hope that comes from other people is what keeps me going in many ways. I guess really what I'm looking for is a sign. Just, I'll know I'm going the right direction if things just start falling into place. Like, that'll be my biggest sign. Like, if things start going my way after I do something, then that means I'm on the right path. But until then, if everything is going to shit around me, then maybe I'm just not doing the right thing. Which is kind of crazy once I put it out there and put words to, once I put my thoughts to words and actually speak them. But I definitely do like to consider myself a strong person. I'm definitely stronger than I was in the past, no doubt. I don't even know if there's any advice I can give you guys about all this. Just, I guess, just find something, a momentary like or a momentary joy that can keep you sane and keep you going in life. And no matter how downtrodden it may get, always keep that hope, no matter how small, that things can get better. And things will get better. I mean, I do still think that I'm gonna grow on my art. Cause that's what's funny is I'm still learning principles and I'm still trying and doing different things. Another rejection letter. It's fine. Cause it's like all these rejection letters have got me thinking. Like, I don't think I'm the best by a long shot. I already don't think that I'm the best anything. Yet it doesn't make sense how I can apply and try to apply to so many different places and areas and still get nothing after so long. Like, am I just cursed? Do I need to like go to church and get purified or something? Well, I'm almost done with the hair. And then after I do this, I just need to do the face, eyes, and horns, and then I'll do the back hair. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I do think that maybe I chose the wrong. I can't even finish the sentence. There's no way I chose the wrong career path. Storytelling and animation is what I fell in love with. I love telling stories, and I want to use animation as the platform for telling the stories. It's like, it's sort of difficult to describe, but it's almost like I just have different stories and have different ideas that come to my mind, and I want to get them down and I want to share them with people. Does that make sense? Things just automatically come to my mind and I want to share them with people. And I have stories of like monsters or wizards and people going through hardship and people processing their hardship that I want to share. And there's a new story idea, there's a new thing that comes to my mind like every day or every night. And then it's like I go to bed, I dream, I have dreams of like fantastical stories about a guy who's an investigator and he has a astral projection that he can control. I have stories of a guy who can travel to different worlds and his whole thing is fixing the problems in those different worlds. And sometimes I think about mixing and matching those different ideas and those different concepts for stories. And I guess Witches 13, the show that I've been brainstorming a lot about, is kind of like my hallmark, or at least something I want to be my debut, where I share my passion for telling stories because, in a lot of ways, this world that I've taken so much time to to try to create, is sort of like my testament to hope, I guess. Like, if I can at least get a pilot done for Witches 13, then maybe it can show people, or maybe it can help people who have become downtrodden and who have given up on hope. I don't think I'm a superhero in any regards, but I do think that change and the desire for change is going to be a group effort. And so maybe, just maybe, if I can at least help 10 people, then I'll be happy. Then I'll be satisfied in life. That's my sort of motto. If I can at least get 10 views on a video, then that means that I've helped at least 10 people, or I've helped at least one person, and they've loved it or enjoyed it so much that they keep coming back. Like, that is enough for me. And in essence, I really do hope that I can get more of an influence, because I do, and this does sound a bit selfish, but I do want at least a bit bigger of an influence, because in this day and age, I hate to say it, but you do need a network and you do need some form of social media presence. Like, you need to have high numbers for you to get things done, for you to get work done. Like that's just a given. And I don't think I worship or I actively am obsessed with getting higher numbers. But I see that I need higher numbers in order to be successful. And while slow progress is good, slow progress is definitely good. Okay? Like if you can like having being slow growing means that you've cultivated a fan base and you've cultivated a group of people that like you for you, that aren't tuning in for crazy titles or for out there concepts, that you've managed to get a strong base, a strong platform. I mean, because honestly, I could. At least, I genuinely do think I could just use click use clickbait and have these crazy titles or have these like wild art pieces, but that's just not who I am. And I'm just gonna be genuine and honest when I say that. It's like I never really I don't know, that's just not me. I'm not trying to sound special or be special, but like I just it's just not me. Like there's no other way to describe it. Being wild and crazy just isn't in my nature, I guess. Which is kind of funny because I do, in fact, have moments where I am loud, I am a bit wild and crazy. And, like, I may say some. I don't think I say far out there stuff often, but I do say, like, some things, some stuff. So it's, like, kind of funny how. I don't know. I'm just rambling at this point. I'm rambling and there ain't nobody here. You know what? I think after this stream, I'm gonna probably gonna go downtown. I just like the environment down there. The cafes, the park, really everything. There was this amazing cafe. I actually posted about it on X called like Amarini Raleigh. And they sell amazing crepes. They have other sweets and stuff like that. I definitely don't want that to be like my main spot, and I don't want to make a habit of just going to the same place every single day. But I do plan on like finding other nice areas and other nice locations I can sort of like go to and enjoy myself in downtown. Hmm. That actually gives me idea. Why don't I just post some of my animations to TikTok? Like, why don't I just do that? Post snippets and clips of my animations to TikTok and then just direct them back to my YouTube channel to get like full versions. That actually is a good idea. You see, this is why I like my sit and chill sessions because they give me a chance and a time frame to really brainstorm and think long term about my outreach and projects. I was thinking about making a mini comic, a mini prologue comic to which is 13, but I might just put that on the back burner for a while because what I'm really trying to do is just grow. So I need to do things and I need to make decisions that are going to help me grow. Not to say that a prologue comic won't help me, but I don't really have a proper platform for it except for Webtoon. And Webtoon kind of has its own highs and lows when it comes to certain things. Not everything, but definitely certain things. Hmm. Hello, hello. Thank you for stopping by Owoh's Corner. How are you today? I'm almost done with this animation. I just need to finish the hair. Then I need to do the eyes and the face. Then I need to do the horns, which is actually my favorite part. I think what's going to happen is I'm going to add like a special filter or something to the horns so that they change colors when her hair does. I may need to change the name of my streams. So that's it for the hair. Next, I need to do. I feel like the face would be better to do. Let's see here. Shoot, I forgot to do her legs right here. I'm gonna have to go back and redo that. Don't don't pay attention to the legs, okay? Don't look at the legs. Shit. Now that I mentioned the legs, you guys are gonna want to look at them. Uh, don't worry about that. I will handle it off screen, so you guys don't have to worry about that. Now where was I? Oh, I actually want to lower the opacity of this photo right here because it is too bright. Let me lower it to about 26 is fine. Oh, I actually don't have to worry about this right here. I'll just. supposed to have a job interview today at 3 p.m. and it got pushed back because the manager that was supposed to give me an interview was busy. So I ended up just so that interview just ended up falling through. I mean, they got it rescheduled for like Thursday of next week, which is good, and hopefully, by the grace of God, I get that job. Like I'm praying right now, okay? I've been praying. I've been trying to be on my best behavior. Like I've been mm, that actually sounds really bad. I shouldn't be talking like that because I genuinely do try to be a good and nice person. But I guess what I'm trying to say is I just wish to be successful, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's like you try so hard, and that sounds even worse. Mm, there's no good way for me to. Uh, I was scrolling through my X feed, and then something made me mentally stop for a second. Don't worry about it. I won't tell you what it is. X is dangerous sometimes. Like you'll be seeing some stuff. So, does anyone have any questions? Anything they'd like to ask me? I'm an open book. How was everyone today? 3 views. That's nice. I'm just working on the nose. One of the hardest things for me in animation actually isn't hands. Like, that's one of the common things is a lot of animators and a lot of artists in general say like, oh, hands are so hard to draw. I don't mind drawing hands. What's hard for me is like heads and eye placement. Like, I can draw a head and I can keep the body proportion with the head, but sort of drawing the head in 3D space is difficult. And sometimes I put the eyes either too low or too high, so it just looks wonky. And then if I put the eyes too high, then I have to make then I have to give the top of the head more volume to sort of add curvature to it. Now, one thing I really want to do with Prism's design is give her beauty. And I know this is weird. I know this may sound strange, but When looking at this character, I want people to think, oh my gosh, she's very beautiful. Like, that's why I gave her the long hair. That's why I gave her, like, the crop top and the jacket combo, the short shorts. Like, that's why she's half dragon. It's sort of like this meta concept of the 500 or 900-year-old dragon lady that is still young. I mean, she's not even that old. She's like what? Um, she's like in her 30s, I think. But even then, in this world, 30 is more so like a young teens because magic returned to the world. It has sort of revitalized people, leading to elderly not really being so elder because the magic in their system has given them their youth back, at least to an extent. So people in Witches 13 are in their prime for a very long period of time. I think like the average lifespan in this world is about 500 years old. But then if you have mastered your usage of magic, or if you're like a very powerful wizard, then the active use of magic lengthens your lifespan to about, I think, like 800 or 900, somewhere in that. So it's very much back to this biblical also sense of magic, in which, like, back in Bible times, you have folks living to be 500 and 800 years old. I think it was Abraham, he lived to be 512. Methuselah, it was 929. Um, other other people in the Bible like that. So that was really a big inspiration for the look and feel of this world, is people being far older than they look. Which is funny because this specific story takes place in the year, I want to say 2035. So not that far away from the future. So there are many different advancements in magic and technology. The oldest people, like in this show, the baby boomers are still alive, and they've just reached, I believe it's 120 by this point, maybe older. Like, what's the average age of baby boomers? Let me actually look this up. I know I'm not. I know I'm supposed to be drawing, but let me just look this up real quick. Yeah, so baby boomers today would be between 59 and 77 years old. And since the story takes place in 2035, then that means that they would be about in their 80s, maybe 90s by this point. Yet they would physically look as though they are in their mid 30s, I'd say. So that's really what the Return of Magic did, was it lengthened lifespans to a drastic amount. Folks would be nearing their first, not millennium, Is 100 years a millennium? I don't. um, how long is a millennium? No, millennium is 1,000. So yeah, a lot of people would be entering their first century of age. I had to look it up. I I had to look it up because I'm not that smart, even though I went to college. But yeah, by the time 2035, people would be entering their first century of age, but they would physically look as though they're in their 30s. Like that's what the Return of Magic did is it made folks look pretty young. It is 11:25, so I still got plenty of time. So, I have to redo the hair. It's not. Okay. Done with the hair, done with the face. Just need to do the eyes. Actually, the eyes might take me some time, so I'll save that for later. But I do want to do the horns. just need to do the horns real quick. Actually, I need to make it a smaller brush. Hello, EK. How are you? How have you been? It's good to see you. I've just been working on this animation. I'm almost done. I finished the face, the hair. Now I just need to do the horns. And then I'll do the eyes at a later date. I am using Adobe Animate for my animations. It uses vector animation, so it's like using geometrical algorithms and coding in order to create the shapes that I draw, which is very much different from programs or Blender or Clip Studio, because I have to be very careful in where I draw lest there be some sort of issue or what's the proper word? Confusion. Because sometimes, even though I have the brush tool activated, sometimes it'll erase something or it'll fill an object with one color, which is something that I don't want to happen. You want to see some of my animation? Well, I do have quite a few animations on my channel that you can go and watch. I have my Witches 13 teaser trailer. I have an entire playlist of exercises that I've worked on and that I've done. I think when I go downtown, I want to find another like cafe or something that I can go to. Cause downtown Raleigh is just so beautiful, and I feel like I get so much inspiration when I go down there. So many different people, so many interesting things. It's just a nice time. And like that's really what you need to do as an artist or as an animator is sometimes you do in fact need a break. Even as a content creator, you just need oh, EK, I am using a drawing tablet. I have a Wacom 1 drawing tablet, so I draw everything by hand. I am left-handed though, so like sometimes I do face difficulties, but for the most part, yeah, I just use a drawing tablet for my stuff. It's good to see you back to one of my streams. How have you been? What you been up to? I mean, if you feel like sharing. Sure, ask me a question. Any kind of question, whatever it may be. I love questions. This must be a long question if it's taking you this long to type. I have taken art classes. Mainly, I've taken college courses on art and animation. So I took figure drawing to help me get an idea of what the human form and what the human body looks like, as well as guidelines for drawing organic shapes. I've taken regular art classes as well as design courses that have given me insight on aesthetics as well as shape building in general. A lot of the art courses I've taken are really foundational in that sense. I've also taken animation and graphic design courses that have taught me different softwares as well as different principles in the design and animation sort of pipeline, like color theory, squash and stretch, in betweening, stuff like that. Now, my motivation for animation, specifically 2D animation, is I believe that 2D animation has a lot of potential that has been almost forgotten in this present day and era, in which so many companies and so many people are moving towards 3D for the sake of it being easier to create. Whereas there is definitely a precedent, as well as there's definitely a potential in 2D animation, because 2D was one of the first animation styles, rotoscoping and just general 2D animation. Like we have Snow White, we have Bambi, we have Cinderella, so many different films. Anime is also still very much a very big and popular thing. It's just 2D animation is what I have preference towards. It's just something that comes natural to me. It's like I can see the frames between frames, if that makes sense. Like when I am out in my regular life, how I see objects, how I see people are slowed down to where I can see how people move and see how people think about moving. And so I like to transfer that over to my animations of at least attempting to create organic motions in my animations. I want to animate subtleties. I love animating different scenes and different things like that because at the core of it, I want to tell stories. And I want to tell stories that leave an impact on people. I animate to give a physical representation of the stories I want to tell and of a hope for the future and an idea for how the world can be better. I hope that answered your question. My plans for the future. So my long-term plans for the future are to actually open my own animation studio here in Raleigh, North Carolina, because Raleigh has an appreciation for the arts. We have the Marble Kids Museum, we have the IMAX Studios, we have um, the Raleigh Art Museum that's over in West Raleigh, just south, I believe, of NC State University. We have William Peace University. We have St. Augustine University. So there is definitely a platform. I mean, not a platform, but there definitely is a love and appreciation for the arts here in Raleigh. And so one of the things is nobody has capitalized it on it yet. And while there are some very small filmmaking studios in Raleigh, I actually did a walk around and I didn't see many animation studios in the area. And those that were are either in North Raleigh, Northeast Raleigh, or rather they are very, what's the word? Like they don't have an office building or standard location for themselves. So my long-term plan is to start my own animation studio and decentralize the media and entertainment industry from Hollywood, because it is my belief that there should never be one focal point, one focal location in which all media is generated, because then we're going to have more issues like the SAG AFTRA and writer strike that is going on right now. Like that could have been avoided if media and entertainment was expanded upon. If there were more areas and locations that were not a media and entertainment chokehold. At least that's my personal belief. And like honestly, I know I'm only like 22 years old, but I'm just tired. Like I keep getting rejection after rejection, and I keep getting like kicked out. Like I've been applying to job after job. I haven't been able to get anything. So like honestly, at this point, I'm just thinking, you know what? I might as well just start my own studio. If nobody wants to hire me, then let me take a chance on myself and let me do something for myself. Like that's my entire mindset and that's my entire feelings on the matter. Is while yes, I do want actual experience. Like I do want experience with animation. I do need experience in the industry at least a little bit before I am to open my own studio, because I just need to understand and have a greater knowledge on how things function and work. But long term, after I get enough experience to where I'm confident, I definitely plan on opening my own studio here in Raleigh. And so, in tandem with my long term plan of like opening my own studio, once I do get more subscribers and a greater influence, I definitely plan on warning people. Like, I'm gonna tell people, like, just because people are moving to, like, Virginia or North Carolina or some other state or location, that doesn't give you an excuse for every writer, every filmmaker, every animator to now flock to that new location, because in the next couple years, you're going to face the same issue you were facing today or yesterday with like with all the strikes going on. So like once independent studios and independent companies and contractors start rebuilding media and entertainment, one of the big things we can never allow to happen again is another Hollywood. After after this strike and after everything settles down, we cannot suffer another Hollywood lest we be back in this same situation in the next decade or two when studios start getting bought up again. No, I do this all by myself. EK, I do this all by myself. I animate by myself, I color by myself, I edit my own video, I do my own color correction, I do my own compositing. Because I just can't afford to hire anyone. And again, that's one of the wild and crazy things is like I'm literally doing everything by myself. Like I literally know how to do everything. I know how to composite, I know how to color, I know how to color correct, I know how to in between. I do all this stuff and yet still for some reason I can't get hired. Like you would think that being a jack of all trades would be something that is sought after, at least when it comes to media and entertainment. Because at the very least, you could offload a bunch of work on me. You could offload like a bunch of stuff on me, and then I could just handle it by myself. Yeah, it may take some time, but I can do everything. I literally can do everything, which is wild. And like, no, I'm not trying to sound like, I don't know what's the word, prideful or anything, but I literally can do anything and everything. Because I kind of have to. Because literally nobody else will help me. You say it's impressive, but then on my resume, when I say, like, oh, I can composite, I can color, I can storyboard, I can write, I can do anything and everything in the production pipeline, they say, oh, yeah, that's cool, that's impressive. You're still rejected. So, I mean, it is what it is. At this point, it is what it is. So, like, let me find one job. It doesn't even have to be specifically animation, but at least something in the production field. So then I can get enough experience to start my own studio. Like, that's really my end goal is starting my own studio, then laughing at everybody, and then saying, haha, y'all thought I was gonna fail, but turns out I'm successful. Spite is a hell of a motivator. Like, you shouldn't live in spite, but sometimes when you need it, it could be a really good motivator for your goals and plans and your hopes for the future. I mean, of course, I can let go of spite, but it's like, it's still interesting how, despite everything, despite everything, despite it all, the college, the rejections, the repeated failures, the small subscriber count, I'm still pushing forward and I'm still doing everything on my own. Like, this is some inspirational stuff. Like, you should shoot. Later in life, I may even write an autobiography. Like, once I'm old, I may just write an autobiography of my life and say, yeah, I faced repeated rejections despite having all these skills and despite having all this passion. Nobody saw potential in me, but I still moved forward because the small fan base that I was able to cultivate, they saw potential in me. And that kept me alive, and that kept me going, and that kept me from giving up. Just life is crazy. That's all I can say right now is what is life right now? It's like nothing makes sense, yet everything is the way that it is. But hey, all you can really do is just keep moving forward and keep pushing yourself forward despite everything. Anyway, thank you, EK, for the nice chat. Thank you for coming in clutch towards the end of my stream. I do think I'm going to call it for today. I'm a bit tired, but I have come quite the long way with my animation, so this is pretty good. Let me start a loop and show my progress. So, yeah, thank you everyone for stopping by. Thank you, EK, for the beautiful and lovely questions. You kept me going when I was about to end the stream. Anyway, yeah, that's about it. This is my progress on the Prism animation. Some of the big stuff that's going to be going on is with the coloring, in which I'm going to have like special effects and different things with her hair going on and her horns. But we will cross that bridge when we get to it. Anyway, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share even. I also have a Patreon and a Buy Me a Coffee in the description below, as well as a Fiverr account in case you guys want some of my original content or you have a project for me to do. I animate, I in between, I color correct, I do video editing and audio editing, I storyboard, I even do some writing here and there. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys liked the stream. You can definitely rewind to see some of the earlier areas and portions of my stream, just in case. I also have some older streams you guys can rewatch as well. Anyway, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share even. This has been Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. I'll see you guys in my next stream or video. And I do have a video planned. Thank you. Bye.